everyone, welcome back to another episode of Book Talk Tuesdays, our video show all about great new books for independent readers ages 8 to 12. And I have a super special episode today. The Youth Media Awards were just announced last week, and that's all of the book awards through the American Library Association, including the Newbery Award, the Caldecott, the Coretta Scott King Award, and all the other great awards that are awarded to the authors and the books that have really made an impact over the past year. So first up is our Newbery Award winning book, and the Newbery Medal is awarded to outstanding contributions to children's literature. So the best of the best books written all year. And the winner of the Newbery Award this year is When You Trap a Tiger by Ty Keller. When Lily and her family move in with her sick grandmother, a magical tiger straight out of her Halmoni's Korean folktale arrives, prompting Lily to unravel a secret family history. Long, long ago, Halmoni stole something from the tigers. Now they want it back. And when one of the tigers approaches Lily with a deal, return what her grandmother stole in exchange for Halmoni's health, Lily is tempted to agree, but deals with tigers are never what they seem. With the help of her sister and her new friend Ricky, Lily must find her voice and the courage to face a tiger. And I just wanted to read the little blurb that's on the back too. Listen, this isn't like any tiger I've seen in a zoo. It's huge, as big as our car. The orange in its coat seems to glow, and the black is as dark as moonless night. This tiger belongs in one of Halmoni's stories. I lean forward until the seatbelt slices into my skin. The big cat lifts its enormous head, and it looks at me. And then the tiger raises an eyebrow like it's daring me to do something. So that's the Newbery Award winner, When You Trap a Tiger by Ty Keller. Next up for the Newbery, this is an honor book, so that means it's kind of like a runners-up, and it's Box. Henry Brown Mails Himself to Freedom. Now this is an informational book, but it's done in a really, really creative way. Henry Brown wrote that long before he came to be known as Box, he entered the world a slave. He was put to work as a child and passed down from one generation to the next as property. When he was an adult, his wife and children were sold away from him out of spite. Henry Brown watched as his family left bound in chains, headed to the deeper South. What more could be taken from him? But then hope and help came in the form of the Underground Railroad. Escape. Celebrated poet Carol Boston Weatherford powerfully narrates Henry Brown's story of how he came to ship himself in a box from slavery to freedom, told in stanzas of 6 lines each line representing one side of a box. And augmented with historical records and excerpts from Henry Brown's own writing, Box is a moving story about the cost and fragility of freedom. This book is done in a picture book format, but it's not really a picture book at all. It's poems with these amazing illustrations, and it won a Newbery honor for this year. Next up, I don't have a copy of the book itself, but I'm so excited about this book because it won not just one, but 2 awards. It won the Newbery Honor, and it also won a Siebert Honor, which is for informational books. And the book is called All 13, The Incredible Cave Rescue of the Thai Boys Soccer Team by Christina Sunterban. On June 23, 2018, 12 young players of the Wild Boars soccer team and their coach enter a cave in northern Thailand seeking an afternoon's adventure. But when they turn to leave, rising floodwaters block their path out. The boys are trapped. Before long, news of the missing team spreads, launching a 17-day rescue operation involving thousands of rescuers from around the globe. As the world sits vigil, people begin to wonder, how long can a group of ordinary kids survive in complete darkness with no food or clean water? Luckily, the Wild Boars are a very extraordinary group, combining firsthand interviews of rescue workers with in-depth science and details of the region's culture and religion, masterfully shows how both the complex engineering operation from above ground and the mental struggles of the 13 young people below proved critical in the life or death mission. So that's All 13, won a Newbery Honor and a Siebert Honor. So 2 awards for that book. The next book I have, this book is pretty intense. It's by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. It's called Fighting Words, and this also won a Newbery Honor. 10-year-old Della has always had her older sister Suki. When their mom went to prison, Della had Suki. When their mom's boyfriend took them in, Della had Suki. When that same boyfriend did something so awful that they had to run fast, Della had Suki. Loving, loyal, and fierce, Suki is Della's own wolf, her protector. But who has been protecting Suki? Della might get told off for swearing at school, but she's always known how to keep quiet when it counts. Then Suki tries to kill herself, and Della's world turns so far upside down it feels like it's shaking her by the ankles. Maybe it's time to speak up. Maybe she's been quiet about the wrong things. Maybe it's time to be loud. That's Fighting Words, and it won a Newbery honor. Next up, I don't have our copy of this either. One of you has it checked out right now. It's We Dream of Space by Erin and Trada Kelly. And this is a book that's already been featured on Book Talk Tuesdays in October. It's historical fiction. And here's the description of We Dream of Space. Cash, Fitch, and Bird Thomas are three siblings in 7th grade together in Park, Delaware. In 1986, as the country waits expectantly for the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger, they each struggle with their own personal anxieties. Cash, who loves basketball but has a newly broken wrist, is in danger of failing 7th grade for the second time. Fitch spends every afternoon playing major havoc at the arcade on Main and wrestles with an explosive temper that he doesn't understand. And Bird, his 12-year-old twin, dreams of being NASA's first female shuttle commander, but feels like she's disappearing. The Thomas children exist in their own orbits, circling a tense and unpredictable household, with little in common except an enthusiastic science teacher named Miss Salonga. As the launch of the Challenger approaches, Miss Salonga gives her students a project. They are separated into spacecraft crews and must create and complete a mission. When the fated day finally arrives, it changes all of their lives and brings them together in unexpected ways. Okay, here's one more Newbery honor. And this author name is going to sound familiar. It's A Wish in the Dark by Christina Suntervat. That's right. She won 2 Newbery honors for 2 books that she wrote this year. That is so amazing. A Wish in the Dark. All light in Chitana is created by one man, the governor, who appeared after the Great Fire to bring peace and order to the city. For Pong, who was born in Namon prison, the magical lights represent freedom, and he dreams of the day he will be able to walk among them. But when Pong escapes from prison, he realizes that the world outside is just as unfair as the one behind bars. The wealthy dine and dance under bright lights, while the poor toil away in darkness. Worst of all, Pong's prison tattoo marks him as a fugitive who can never be truly free. Knock, the prison warden's perfect daughter, is bent on tracking Pong down and restoring her family's good name. But as Knock hunts Pong through the alleys and canals of Chitana, she uncovers secrets that make her question the truth she has always held dear. Set in a Thai-inspired fantasy world, this is a dazzling, fast-paced adventure that explores the difference between law and justice and asks whether one child can shine a light in the dark. I can't believe it. She won 2 Newbery honors, and the second one is for A Wish in the Dark. Okay, next up, I have some books for the Coretta Scott King Author Book Award. Now, this award recognizes an African-American author and illustrator of outstanding books for children and young adults, and I'm focusing just on the author award. And the winner this year is Jacqueline Woodson's Before the Ever After. For as long as ZJ can remember, his dad has been everyone's hero. A popular pro football star, he's as beloved to the neighborhood kids as he is to millions of sports fans. But lately, his dad's forgetting stuff and has turned moody. The doctors think it might be because he's had so many concussions, but they're not sure how to help. That stings. And so does the day his dad embarrasses him in front of his friends. ZJ's scared and has lots of questions. Will his friends stop coming over? Will his father get better? And are their glory days gone forever? For now, though, ZJ's just doing his best to get by, taking comfort in his music and the friends who do have his back. Somehow, whatever's coming next doesn't seem half as scary with them cheering him on. National Book Award winner Jacqueline Woodson's powerful novel in verse celebrates our ability to adapt and bravely go forth when not every happily ever after can be counted on. Did you catch that? It's a novel in verse. So it's all written in free verse poetry, which makes this a really quick read too. Plus, you get to read Jacqueline Woodson's powerful, powerful words. Next up is another Coretta Scott King Author Award. This is actually an honor, so this is one of the runners-up, and this is a nonfiction book called Lifting as We Climb, Black Women's Battle for the Ballot Box. When the epic story of the suffrage movement in the United States is told, the most familiar women written about or pictured are generally white. That's not the real story. Women of color, especially African American women, fought hard for their right to vote and to be treated as full, equal citizens of the United States. African American women had to deal with white suffragists who balked at sharing power with their Black sisters. They had to maintain their dignity and safety in a society trying to keep them in its bottom ranks. Lifting as We Climb is their empowering story. This much-needed book draws an important historical line from abolition to suffrage to civil rights to contemporary young activists, filling in the blanks of the American suffrage effort. So that is Lifting as We Climb, a Coretta Scott King Author Honor winner. Next up are a couple books from the Schneider Family Book Award, and this is a really, really special award. It is given to books that embody an artistic expression of the disability experience. And the winner for the middle grade books this year is Show Me a Sign by Anne-Claire Lazat. Mary Lambert has always felt safe and protected on her beloved island of Martha's Vineyard. Her great-great-grandfather was an early English settler and the first deaf islander. Now, over 100 years later, many people there, including Mary, are deaf, and nearly everyone can communicate in sign language. Mary has never felt isolated. She is proud of her lineage. But recent events have delivered winds of change. Mary's brother died, leaving her family shattered. Tensions over land disputes are mounting between the English settlers and the Wampanoag people. And a cunning young scientist has arrived, hoping to discover the origin of the island's prevalent deafness. His maniacal drive to find answers soon renders Mary a live specimen in a cruel experiment. Her struggle to save herself is at the core of this penetrating and poignant novel that probes our perceptions of ability and disability. It will make you forever question your own ideas about what is normal. So that is Show Me a Sign by Anne-Claire Lazat. Next up is an honor for the Schneider Family Book Award in the middle grade category. Get a Grip, Vivi Cohen by Sarah Caput. Vivi Cohen is determined. She's had enough of playing catch in the park. She's ready to pitch for a real baseball team. But Vivi's mom is worried about her being the only girl on the team and the only autistic kid. She wants Vivi to forget about pitching, but Vivi won't give up. When her social skills teacher makes her write a letter to someone, Vivi knows exactly whom to choose. Her hero, Major League pitcher Vijay Capello. Then two amazing things happen. A coach sees Vivi's knuckleball and invites her to join his team, and Vijay starts writing back. Now Vivi is a full-fledged pitcher with a catcher as a new best friend and a steady stream of advice from Vijay. But when an accident puts her back on the bench, Vivi has to fight to stay on the team. In this perfectly pitched novel in letters, Vivi makes her dreams come true and finds a whole team, from friends and family to a big league hero, to cheer her on. So that's Get a Grip, Vivi Cohen. And there's one other book that is a Schneider Family Book Award honor, and that is When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jameson and Omar Mohammed. And this is actually a graphic novel. Here's the description. Omar and his younger brother Hassan have spent most of their lives in Dadaab, a refugee camp in Kenya. Life is hard there. Never enough food, achingly dull, and without access to medical care Omar knows his nonverbal brother needs. So when Omar has the opportunity to go to school, he knows it might be a chance to change their future, but it would also mean leaving his brother, the only family member he has left, every day. Heartbreak, hope, and gentle humor exist together in this graphic novel about a childhood spent waiting and a young man who is able to create a sense of family and home in the most difficult of settings. It's an intimate, important, unforgettable look at the day-to-day life of a refugee, as told to New York Times bestselling author and artist Victoria Jameson by Omar Mohammed, the Somali man who lived the story. So that's When Stars Are Scattered, an honor award winner from the Schneider Family Book Award. Next up is a book that won the Pure Belpré Author Honor. So this is one of the runner-ups for that award. And the Pure Belpré Awards honor Latinx writers whose children's books best portray, affirm, and celebrate the Latino cultural experience. So this is The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez by Adriana Cuevas, which won the Pure Belpré Author Honor. After his dad's latest deployment, Nestor and his mother moved to a new town to live with his grandmother. Nestor plans to lie low, and he definitely doesn't want anyone to find out his deepest secret, that he can talk to animals. But when animals in his town start disappearing, Nestor's grandmother becomes a prime suspect after she is spotted in the woods where they were last seen. As Nestor investigates the source of the disappearances, he learns that they are being seized by a mysterious creature whose power grows during the solar eclipse, and the next eclipse is just around the corner. It's up to Nestor and his extraordinary ability, along with his new friends, to catch the culprit and save a place he might just call home. All right, I have one more for you. So we learned at the beginning that the book All 13 about the soccer team trapped in the cave in Thailand won an honor for the Siebert Informational Book Award. And now here is the actual award winner, Honeybee by Candace Fleming. So this award, the Siebert Informational Book Award, is for the most distinguished informational or nonfiction book for children. Honeybee. One summer morning deep in the nest, a brand new honeybee squirms, pushes, chews through the wax cup of her solitary cell and into a teeming, trembling flurry. Hum. And so begins the story of Apis mellifera. Following the life cycle of this devoted and extraordinary worker as she cleans the hive, tends to larvae and the queen, builds wax comb, and guards the hives from invaders before embarking on her first flight to seek nectar. Candace Fleming's hypnotic text and Caldecott medalist Eric Roman's glorious, meticulously detailed oil paintings, including a spectacular double gatefold of Apis and plate, perfectly complement each other, as they did in their award-winning picture book, Giant Squid. So this is a team, author and illustrator team. Candace Fleming won the Siebert for the informational text in this book, and the illustrations, as you can see, are just amazing too. So there you go. That was just really a handful of the winners and honor recipients of the Youth Media Awards this year. I hope that you will have a chance to check out one of these award-winning books and read them and enjoy them. If you need help putting any of them on hold, you can give the library a call at 734-475-8732, extension 219, or email us at ref@chelseadistrictlibrary.org. Thanks for watching.